This week, what's done is done, so now he's racing for fun. But in the other, only 2 had a chance, and only 2 separated him from number 1. So what happened? Caleb Russell is going for championship number 2, but this time, it's the famed Jackpine Enduro. How'd he do? We talked to the hottest American racer overseas, who's already notched himself in the record books. And some local flavor, with some big names, with ATVs and those 2-wheeled things. All that and more on the Racer X Show. Hello and thanks for checking out the Racer X Show. I'm Greg. Well, Pro Moto is over and I'm kind of sad about that. The 450 from Win a 450 was given away. We'll tell you about that. And there's still a lot of cool racing going on here in the US and around the world. So let's do it.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Acerbis, Soul and Passion, and by Yoshimura, the leader in performance exhausts.
We're kicking things off with the motocross segment presented by Acerbis. In the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Series, Red Bull KTM's Ryan Dungey has already wrapped up the 2015 450 title, but the 250s up in the air, and only 2 points separated the top 2. Here's Jason Wygant and Grant Langston with the story.
Final round of the 2015 Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing, the 2nd annual Bud Light Ironman National, just outside of Indianapolis, Indiana. Ryan Dungey gets the whole shot. Christophe Pourcel takes the lead away as Dungey nearly crashes. Canadian Colton Fassiau to get up there for a moment. Dungey clears him, and he went at it with Pourcel.
Yeah, great pass. Yeah, just leave that braking as late as possible. Better angle in the corner. Just gets in that rut, but enough to take the lead. And after that, Dungey just started stretching it away.
And everyone else fought for it. This goes all the way down to the last lap. Pourcel back to 3rd behind his teammate Anderson. Ken Roczen able to steal the final podium position away from him. And you had Blake Baggett, Justin Bogle, Justin Barsha, all right there as well.
Yeah, fantastic racing. Maybe not for the lead, but all the way through the top 10. And what an end to the Moto for our defending champion, Ken Roczen. But nothing more can be said about this guy. The Diesel, Ryan Dungey, clockwork, just another Moto victory.
That's a 6 Moto win streak for Dungey. Won the 2nd Moto while Schugel won 4 in a row, then wins here again. Anderson wins that big fight for 2nd, as we mentioned, Roczen outdueling Pourcel. And behind that fight was Kennard, Wilson, and Grant to round out the top 10. So a good run for the Rockstar Husqvarna rider. Big problems for Dungey at the beginning of this race as we show you the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross race recap. Big crash for Dungey. Had to work on the motorcycle with ninja chops. That pushed him back to 6th. Justin Barsha is in the lead, but here's Roczen going to overhaul him, and everyone marveling at this corner speed. Woo!
So well. So that put Roczen up there, and Roczen just never looked back. Fantastic motor ride for him.
Barsha would get pushed back to 3rd and eventually 4th, and fight back for 3rd. Dungey 2nd, though, combined with a win in the first moto. That gives him a 1st and a 2nd on the day, whereas Roczen had a 3rd and the 1st. That makes Dungey your overall winner. See, when we total up the math, little edge for Dungey. Jason Anderson, 4th overall podium of the year. Roczen does come out on top of Barsha in that battle for 2nd overall. Well, we mentioned the Legends race we had earlier today. We're going to show you the highlights of it. Guy Cooper going to grab the whole shot, 53 years of age, not afraid of starts, not afraid of the big jumps. Our buddy Jason Thomas's bike stalls, gets rammed, I think, by Emig. That took him out of that one. And here's Carmichael now going for the lead. Todd DeHoop took it away from Cooper. And Carmichael, yeah, he'll jump the Godzilla jump.
Oh, the hoop comes up a little bit short.
Ouch.
That one definitely rattled the old joints, but Carmichael was out front. Wyndham was coming with him, and then Robbie Reynard also. So these guys, just like in the old days, still battling on the track. But then Jeff Emig, a flat tire, Fro Daddy, he still finished the race. Hats off to him. He little fist pump. He goes, you know what? I'll just cruise around for the fans. Awesome deal.
There's RC over the Bud flight. He'll still do the big quad. Greatest of all time. Last race as a pro in 2007. 8 years later, still got it. Takes the victory. And, well, we thought it was going to be the fight for the championship. First little mistake for Muscan, but that was okay. He was ahead of Martin at the time, and then the bike just stops running.
Got it.
Yeah, we're going to show this clip for years. When anytime we get down to a close championship fight, we say anything can happen. Here's proof.
There's the little that feeling of when he realized that his dreams were shattered, and then the KTM guys, these guys, you know, they bust their tails day in and day out. They are gutted, but Cooper Webb and out of the lead had his teammate Plessinger, and what a great run at the end of the season for the youngster. 1 and 2.
Yeah. Almost got him. You see how close it was there at the end. Jesse Nelson ends up third in the Moto. Jeremy Martin scoring a bunch of points in fourth. Jeremy Martin has clinched his championship. Here's your Lucas Oil race recap. You know Martin's not going to put that big championship trophy down. This kid, Aaron Plessinger, he's got the lobster claws on the overall win today. He's not going to let that thing go ever because it's his first ever.
Congratulations to Jeremy Martin on his second in a row. What a season, what a fighter. Martin saying to Racer X that the first one was sweet, but this one, a little sweeter. I don't doubt it. And in the Win a 450 contest, it is over. Congratulations to Darian DeLozier, a motocross racer in Oregon. When asked what bike he wanted, he picked a Honda. When asked what graphics package from his favorite rider he wanted, Kennard being the obvious choice, he said, no, put my number on it. I'm going to race it. Man, I love that. And how about a congratulations to the GOAT, Ricky Carmichael. RC won the Legends race at Ironman over Robbie Reynard. RC can still shred out there, even though it was only 4 laps. Catch the entire 2015 season of Pro Motocross and the Legends race archived on promotocross.com. But do it after you watch this entire show. And now it's time for our road race segment presented by Yoshimura. We're going to start you out with a trivia question. Who are the only 2 Americans to ever stand on a World Supersport podium? Bueller. The answer, Jason Pridmore and PJ Jacobson. Now, who's the only American to ever win a World Supersport race? If you said PJ, you'd be right. And he did it just a couple weeks ago in Sepang, Malaysia. And joining us now is PJ. Hey, PJ, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Greg, for having me on. You know, I watch your shows all the time, and it's awesome. You do a great job.
Thank you.
So I appreciate me being on here.
Well, thanks, man. We really appreciate you taking the time, and congratulations on the big World Supersport win in Malaysia and being the first American to ever do so. But before we get into all of that, for those that are meeting you for the first time, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, you know, I started racing when I was 3 years old. My dad used to ride AMA Grand National dirt track. He got me started on training wheels, and then from there on, I dirt tracked until I was 12 years old, and I got involved with Barry Gilson at Celtic Racing on a 125 road racing, and then it all kicked off from there, you know, and now I'm sitting where I am now in the World Championship, which is really cool, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I would say so. Third in the championship with a shot at the title. Now the win. How was that weekend and the race?
Yeah, you know, I had a lot of confidence once I switched to this team just because they were so professional and the bike was really good. And I had a really good race in Mazzano, but I struggled with arm pump a lot. So, you know, my head was full of confidence, and I went back, I got arm pump surgery, and I just said, you know, if I get this arm pump surgery, I can win these races. And, you know, I went to Sepang with my head screwed on right, and I don't know, the whole weekend just felt really, really good. And I was talking to Barry all weekend, and it all just worked out, you know, from wet practice to dry practice. It was just going really good, and we put it all together on Sunday.
The amazing thing is that you started the year on a Kawasaki team. Now you're on a different team on a Honda. How do those motorcycles compare?
The front end seems a lot different on the Honda. You know, this bike fits me a lot better because I'm a smaller rider, and the Honda is a lot of a smaller bike. So I think it's good to be riding this bike right now. It's really good, and we'll see how the results keep going.
You're 28 points out of the lead with 3 races left. Where's your head right now?
Yeah, you know, the championship is always sitting in the back of my head. You know, it's I kind of thought halfway through the season, you know, I don't have a chance at this, so let's try to get top 3 and see what I can get. But since I got on this new team, it's been really good, and My main focus now is just to win these last 3 races. I really believe that I can beat these guys, and it's tracks that I like and suits the Honda really well. So my main focus is going to be to win these races and just leave the championship completely out of there. If it comes to me, it does.
Where and when do we connect with you? Like, where do we get to see you?
Yeah, I'm always at Oakland Valley Motorsports Park. It's upstate New York. I'm there like every day training, so I really can't thank them enough for allowing me to go there all the time. I ride the dirt track there as well. And I have a local motocross track that one of my godfathers runs. It's awesome. I train there all the time. But yeah, you can also keep up with me on Facebook, PJ Jacobson, or my Twitter, which is PJ99 Jacobson, and Instagram as well. I'm always on there posting stuff that I do every day.
Well, PJ, thanks for joining us, and good luck the rest of the way. We'll check in with you again soon.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Greg, and I appreciate it, me being on the show.
At round 8 of the Kenda AMA National Enduro Series presented by Moose Racing, FMF KTM's Caleb Russell got back to his winning ways with a come-from-behind victory at the 90th running of the legendary Jackpine Enduro Cowbell Classic presented by Wiseco in Moorestown, Michigan. And of course, we have some video to prove it. A little different this year with 7 tests instead of the usual 6. Test 1 was won by Rockstar Energy Husqvarna's Josh Strang, with 5th place going to Caleb Russell. In Test 2, he picked up the pace, edging Rockstar Husqvarna Factory Racing's Andrew DeLong by 4 seconds and Strang by 5. FMF KTM's Russell Bobbitt, who is in the mix all day, won the 3rd test. But after that, Russell went on to win 2 more tests, making up almost a minute on Strang in the final 2, which took place in a downpour, claimed the overall victory ahead of the Aussie rider. Russell's win was his 3rd of the series and a big improvement over last month's 6th at the Rattlesnake Enduro, and he was happy about that.
Yeah, the first few tests were really fun. They were super flowy. It was a great trail. The club did an awesome job with putting on the event, and unfortunately, going into that 6th test, it was perfect conditions, and then you could see the clouds moving in. It got cold, and then it just absolutely started pouring. It was pouring so hard, like I could barely see in 15 feet in front of me on a motorcycle.
With only 2 rounds remaining, Russell holds a 34-point lead over Bobbitt, with Stuart Baylor in 3rd, another 2 points back. And now for some local flavor. The 3rd annual Warehouse Tire Moto Enduro at the Athens County Fairgrounds in Athens, Ohio, brought out some of the best off-road motorcycle and ATV riders for a shot at a $4,000 purse that was up for grabs. And the racing was exciting as ever. The ATV Pro class had big names in it: Walker Fowler, Cole Richardson, Bryce Neal. But when it was all said and done, after a great Moto2 race between Fowler and Precision Racing Honda's Adam McGill, it would be McGill who takes the overall, going 2-1 to Fowler's 1-2.
We did well. I was pumped. We got the good start, put the Honda out front, and stayed Mafia strong up here in Athens. I know we're not Ohio-based, but it feels good to win 2K15 Athens Fair, baby.
On the bike side of things, Thad Duvall, Nick Farringer, and a few others would all chase after Factory Beta's Cody Buttrick. But to no avail. Buttrick would go 1-1 in both motos, with Thad Duvall wrapping up 2nd place with a solid 2-3 finishes.
I was trying to keep the same gap, to Landrum, that way I knew I didn't have to push and just don't do nothing stupid. But then, again, I could see Thad charging, I could see Farringer back there. It looked like them boys were duking her out.
The calendar has a couple cool things to see this weekend. If you're near Redbud, go check out or race the Soaring Eagle Presents Edge of Summer MX event. Pro ATV Friday, Pro Moto Saturday night, or jump on an airplane and get over to Silverstone in the UK. The MotoGP battle resumes, all tied up in the points in that one. It's one of my favorites.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Cherubies, Soul and Passion, and by Yoshimura, the leader in performance exhausts.
All right, we're wrapping things up. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be taking a break for the late summer racing slowdown, but we sure have enjoyed bringing you 34 straight weeks of highlights this year. Well, for the fine crew here at the Racer X Show and Racer TV, thanks for tuning in. And remember, keep it locked right here, because we are all racing all the time. See ya.